Welcome back to Methodcast, where we light a candle of clarity in the fog of modern living. Today, we're diving deep into the wisdom of Jan Gertz and his book, Addicted to Love. It's a journey into the heart of addiction, not just to substances, but to love, approval, and yes, to things like porn. And the clarity Gertz brings aligns beautifully with the perspective found in the Easy Peasy Method. Jan Gertz zegt iets simpels maar radicaals. Zelfafwijzing is de bril waardoor we alle andere aspecten van ons zelfbeeld bekijken. In English, self-rejection is the lens through which we view all other aspects of our self-image. Let that sink in. Because when you really see this, you start to understand why addiction, in any form, sticks around. Not because we need the substance or the behavior, but because we've learned to see ourselves through a distorted lens. One that says we're not good enough, not lovable, not whole unless we prove it through someone else's attention, or numb it with porn, food, scrolling, or fantasy. And here's where Jan Gertz's work overlaps with the Easy Peasy Method beautifully. Both suggest that addiction doesn't come from weakness, but from belief, not willpower failure, but mistaken identity. Both teach that the solution isn't to fight the addiction, but to see through it. Let's take an example. Someone opens their laptop, late at night, heart racing. There's a craving not just for stimulation, but for relief. From what? Maybe stress, maybe loneliness, maybe just the background hum of I'm not enough. The behavior, watching porn, temporarily mutes the discomfort, but afterward, emptiness, disconnection, regret, sound familiar? Now, the Easy Peasy Method would say the only reason that behavior feels attractive is because you've been brainwashed to believe it offers relief. And Jan Gertz would say the urge exists because you've learned to reject the uncomfortable parts of yourself and seek soothing outside of yourself. And two perspectives, same truth. You're not addicted to porn, you're addicted to escaping yourself. And that's not your fault. It's something most of us have been conditioned into. Gertz says the original wound, the moment in childhood when we felt unloved, unseen, unsafe, creates a belief. I'm not okay as I am. And from there, we build a whole false identity to cover that up. Easy Peasy calls this brainwashing. Jan calls it self-rejection, but the path out is the same. Stop believing the thought that something's wrong with you. So how do we shift? Jan invites us to meet each craving, each painful emotion, not with resistance, but with awareness. He doesn't say distract yourself or push through it. He says sit with it, breathe with it. Say, welcome. This is deeply aligned with what Easy Peasy teaches, that when you see the craving for what it is, without fear or panic, it loses power. You realize you never needed it in the first place. Let me give you a simple real-life example. Say someone is in recovery, and one day the urge to watch porn shows up uninvited. In the past, their reflex would have been, I need this. Just a little. Just one more time. But this time, they pause. They ask, what am I actually feeling? Maybe it's boredom. Maybe it's shame. Maybe it's the echo of a belief like, I don't deserve real love. And instead of acting, they stay. They breathe. They welcome the discomfort, and slowly it dissolves. This is what Jan calls de ontmanteling van het ego, the dismantling of the false self. And it's what the Easy Peasy Method achieves by helping you recognize that the monster of addiction isn't real. It's smoke. It's a trick of the mind. Both approaches lead to the same freedom. Not the absence of craving, but the presence of clarity. The freedom to feel discomfort and not run. The freedom to know you are already whole, even when you feel raw. The freedom to say, I don't need this. I never did. So if you've been struggling, if you've read the Easy Peasy book and still feel stuck, or if you resonate with Jan's words but don't know how to apply them, remember this. It's not about controlling the craving. It's about unlearning the lie that says you need anything outside yourself to feel okay. And the more you sit with that truth, the more your emotional reflexes begin to change. What once felt like unbearable craving starts to feel like a doorway back to yourself. What once felt like a loss starts to feel like liberation. So let's breathe into that for a moment. Let's soften. Let's stop fixing. Let's start welcoming. You're not a project to be completed. You're a person waking up to your own enoughness. And there's nothing more freeing than that. Thank you for spending this time with me on Methodcast. Whether you're walking with Jan Gertz or stepping through the Easy Peasy doorway, or both, know that you're not broken. You're remembering. And the more you remember who you are, the less you'll reach for what you're not. Until next time, breathe gently and see clearly. Freedom is not out there. It's already inside you, quiet, clear, and patiently waiting. If this touched something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe, share it, and leave a thought in the comments. We're not just quitting, we're awakening. Until next time, be kind to yourself and keep walking toward the life you already deserve.